mynews.studio.
Picture this, a green sea turtle gliding over coral reefs, while at the same time, 60 countries come together to sign a treaty aimed at protecting the high seas. Can this level of global teamwork really make a difference for our oceans?
Today's date is December 20th, 2025. Let's begin with something fundamental, the green sea turtle. It was once on the brink of extinction, but now it's officially classified as least concern. That's quite a turnaround. How did we actually get from there to here?
It took decades of conservation efforts working in sync. There were laws to protect nesting beaches, international bans on trading turtle products, and a lot of local action. In places like Mexico, Hawaii, Brazil, and Indonesia, it's been about people on the ground, monitoring nests, restoring habitats, even cutting down on egg harvesting.
So it wasn't just governments stepping in, local communities actually played a central role?
Exactly. The people living alongside these turtles made a real difference, monitoring nests, educating neighbors, even making small changes like adjusting beach lighting. Add these up over time, and you get results. There's been a 28% global increase in green sea turtle numbers since the 1970s.
That's a significant shift. But is this kind of recovery unique to the green sea turtle? Or does it signal a broader change in how we protect the oceans?
While the green sea turtle's comeback is remarkable, there's something else happening globally, the world's first legally binding treaty for the high seas. More than 60 nations have already ratified it. This treaty sets the stage for how we manage marine biodiversity in areas beyond national boundaries, those international waters that actually cover about half the planet.
Why do we even need a high seas treaty? Weren't there any rules before?
No, not really. The high seas have been a kind of legal gray area, no unified rules for safeguarding biodiversity. This treaty lays out a common framework, how to protect marine life, assess environmental impacts, and set up protected zones far away from any country's shores.
But with so much ocean, how do you actually enforce something like this? These areas are huge and pretty remote.
It's definitely a challenge. Enforcement depends on countries working together, using satellite monitoring, joint patrols, and transparent reporting. But to be honest, not all countries have signed yet. More ratifications are needed, especially before the first conference of the parties, which is set for the end of 2026.
The first conference. What actually happens then?
That's when countries will finalize how the treaty gets managed. They'll establish the institutions, figure out financing, and decide how to evaluate marine protected areas. There's also a lot of pressure for more countries to ratify, so they can help shape the rules from the beginning.
Now, what about ongoing threats? Illegal fishing, pollution, even deep-sea mining. Can this treaty really tackle those?
The treaty is a starting point. It gives countries the ability to collectively set up protected areas and regulate activities like deep-sea mining. But putting laws into place is only part of it. Making sure they work in practice, enforcement, that's the real test.
And is there a connection between these global agreements and local conservation efforts? Are communities still part of the picture?
Absolutely. The work that local groups have done for species like the green sea turtle, keeping track of nests, educating people, restoring habitats, those serve as models. The treaty actually encourages sharing resources fairly and values local expertise, aiming for more inclusive governance.
So would you say the green sea turtle's story could be a model for other conservation projects?
Yes, in many ways, it shows that if you stick with science-based, long-term action, you can turn things around. Partnerships between governments, scientists, and communities really matter. And being able to adapt, say when new threats come up, like erosion from climate change, can help stabilize populations.
Could those approaches work for other species or even whole ecosystems that are under threat?
Definitely. The same ingredients, steady investment, legal protection, and community engagement can help save other marine species, coral reefs, even entire ocean regions. But threats, like rising sea temperatures, sea level rise, and habitat loss, mean the work is ongoing.
For people who don't live near the ocean, why should any of this matter?
Oceans help regulate the climate, and they provide food and jobs for billions. If we can bring back a species like the green sea turtle and protect the high seas, it proves that coordinated action works. And that affects everyone, no matter where they live.
So these achievements, the turtles' recovery, the High Seas Treaty, they show that persistent international cooperation can pay off, even for challenges as complex as those facing our climate and biodiversity.
Yes, they're rare, but real wins for conservation, and they're also practical examples of what can work. They show a way forward for dealing with the complex issues our planet faces.
Today's discussion has shown that global treaties and local action aren't just abstract concepts. They lead to real outcomes, like the green sea turtle's return, and they help set the stage for the future of our oceans.
Thanks for listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it now for free.